And then there with the green arrow, there are more people.
Right. Hello, Ashley, Kelly, Monica, Ricky, Sydney. Hi, everybody on Zoom.
Hello.
Everybody here in the office today. JR, Sarah, Hunter, Chris, Marsha, Lupita, Tom, Kelly. Kelly's in both places. She's in both places. Tom, if I let you in, I have to be muted because it'll feedback. Yeah. There you go. iPhone, I think, well, I wanted to say it was Dale, but Dale is here separately. So I don't know who iPhone is. Hello, iPhone. All right. So it looks like we got a nice full crowd here. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. We got a lot to go over. First thing I wanted to show here was this bit of encouragement from our fearless leaders at KWRI. This is Mark King and Jason Abrams.
Welcome back from Mega Camp. Hopefully you were all there and you experienced what we experienced. My goodness, what an amazing few days of content.
That was fun, right?
It was super fun. And so hopefully what you're doing is preparing for the fourth quarter and you're getting your business prepared. You heard so many stories of amazing, timely, and really important training. And you're the kind of the grand poobah of timely, important training.
Well, I don't know about all that, but here's what I do know. And Gary and Jay said it best. They said, look, the shift doesn't have to define your strategy, but it will define your tactics, which means what you have done might not be the best thing to continue to do. And what we did is we went bullet by bullet across all lead generation, all follow-up, all wealth, all conversion, and tried to give the tactics of them.
It's a huge aha, because what happens in a shifting market is you may just have to put in an extra hour a day. It's just the times that we live in. If you want the same number of transactions or to grow, you may have to do more of the work that we didn't have to do in prior markets. And that's what a shift is. The good news is when you build those muscles and you develop more market share in times like this, you'll never give it up.
Absolutely right. So here's what I know. Your team leaders and OPs are the gateway to all the models and systems that you need, whether it's enhanced social media, how to get more out of your open houses, what should be doing with your sphere of influences, how do I change the way that my company appears to the consumer? They have all this.
Lots of stuff. Have a great fourth quarter. We appreciate everything that you do, and let's go get them.
See you guys.
Actually, I have the stuff. I don't know the rest of it.
Welcome back from
stuff. All right. So I would love to get this to move forward. Awesome. So, and just a reminder, this is all going towards our mission of building careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And the good news, you heard it there, is that in a shift, a lot of what will work for you is what you've already been doing, just more of it, right? So it could be as simple as adding an hour a day, right? And if you haven't recently dug into your numbers, taken a look at your database, seen whether it could sustain your goals, I'd love to sit down with you and go over that. There's some very easy formulas to use to just determine whether you're bringing in enough contacts into your database to accomplish what you're setting out to do. And if not, what can we do to accomplish that? So I'd love to sit down with any one of you and go over those goals, whether you knew or whether you've been at this 20 years. I need practice going over with agents, and I'm also very convinced that this works because I've watched it work. So now is a great time to revisit those goals that maybe you set in January, February, or last week, and look at what this fourth quarter, this final opportunity in 2022 has in store for you. And I see this as creativity, right? So we're looking for results, and if what we've been doing all along hasn't been working, then we need to get back to the drawing board. We need to look for ideas, dig in, lean into your fellow agents, and just find out what people are doing. I see a lot of us here in the market center having success, and there are others who are maybe pulling their hair out, wondering, what do we do? So that's part of our Y4C2Ts, this belief system we've got here: creativity, ideas before results. That's what I've seen working well this year, is people who are willing to get outside the box, do things a little bit differently, and shift with the market. Yeah. With that, off of all those Y4C2Ts, do we have any bucket fills? Would anybody like to jump in and just fill someone's bucket for this week? Anybody on Zoom, anybody here in the office?
I'll jump in. I'll say thank you, Loren, because I think you've really taken over the last few weeks and it's been a great help for Marcia and I when we're doing our contracts class. And I think everything you've done for helping everybody around them, you jumped in. I see a big difference. Thank you.
I really appreciate that, Tom.
And I
Um,
second that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I second that.
Thanks.
all I
Ash.
got. You're welcome.
And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself as the interim team lead. I think that I've had a couple conversations lately where people are just like confused. Who is what? Who do I go to with what problems? And I would say, come to me. Continue coming to Kelly, but Kelly's got plenty. Kelly's got plenty on her plate. I'm here to help with that. We're all here to help. And I would say if you are not sure, if you're looking around and you're like, who do I talk to about things? Come and talk to me. We all as a market center have a lot of bandwidth to help you guys. And if there's a problem and we don't know about it, we can't help. So bring it to me and we'll work it around. If I can't help, I'll find someone who can. And that's really at the heart of being a realtor. When you have clients come to you and you don't know the answer, you tell them you'll find out. So same goes here. Come to me with your issues. I will find a way to help. So any other bucket fills? Anybody else want to jump in there?
He's on a roll sending me case score people. So.
Hunter is on a roll.
He's challenged his mom.
Nice. Yeah, I want to second that too. I've sat in with Hunter, gone over some transaction coordination stuff, and I just love how much of a sponge you are in terms of soaking it up. And gosh, I love that opportunity to educate, and the fact that you're kind of paying it forward and bringing more people into the fold is a huge thing. And I've talked to quite a few of you actually about recruiting, and I didn't get a chance to get it in the slides today, but that is a big goal that our market center has is recruiting. And there's so much about a KW market center that grows and expands and stabilizes at a certain agent count. We're shooting for about 100 this year is where we're going. 115 is our stretch goal.
They say, well, our goal that we set out for the year was 60
Total.
agents in the year. And that was because a market center isn't really stable until you get up to about that 150 mark. And once we get there, then all kinds of good things are going to happen. Our profit share goes up. We can do more things as a group. We can have more events. So that's what we were shooting for. So if you are ever doing a deal and you like the person that's on the other side, please give the name to Loren so he can reach out. And the more you guys can help us reach those goals, the better we'll all be.
Yep. And that was set with the region, and we're really excited to hit that goal. The good news is that we're more than halfway there. We've recruited more than 30.
28 more.
Yeah, we need 28 more. The bad news is we're more than halfway done with the year. So
Hey, Loren,
anybody else there has,
I want to
Tom.
recognize Chris came today. Chris is
Yes.
from Chelan.
perfect.
He's a broker in Chelan. And
You can't see me. Go ahead and wave, Chris. People on Zoom can see you.
Everybody say hi to Chris for you.
Yeah, Chris
Thank you.
is here visiting KW, and we're always excited to kind of bring people on and just show people what we're about. And if it's for them, it's for them. Awesome. I really feel like that should go for just about everybody, right? We've worked with agents that have been on the other side of the deal, and whether they're happy with their brokerage or not, I truly believe that KW has something for everybody. And I'm excited about getting people in, showing them how we can help grow their business, and continue to do that for the agents we already have. So hit me up if you've got any names that you have just off the top of your head that you'd recommend, and be on the lookout for other people. We're always looking for new students for K-score, but really the quickest wins are the people who already have their license. A lot of us also know people who maybe have inactive licenses. Activating them just for the referrals pays for itself within one transaction. So if you guys are able to work those conversations into your day-to-day, would love it. It would help us as a market center reach our goal. And just really, it is the more the merrier, right? The more people we bring on here, the more we can justify bringing on additional support staff and additional resources for everyone. So yep, I think that's it. I'll quit harping on that,
Yeah.
but all the help we can get would be much appreciated. Did want to, on that note, wanted to celebrate a couple of newcomers. They're out of Soap Lake, Andrea and Zachary Basinger. Zachary goes by Zach. And so if you guys haven't already, find these guys on Facebook, welcome them to KW.
They're great.
They are really great. I've enjoyed working with them a little bit as they've come into the market center for things, but they are, out there. They're a bit remote, so we don't see them as often in person. But wanted to welcome Andrea and Zach
What area?
Basinger. They're out in Soap Lake.
Soap Lake?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was Andrea's birthday yesterday.
Yes, it was Andrea's birthday, and and I think that is my next slide. Perfect. Thank you, Sydney.
Oh, sorry.
There's Andrea, Monday, September 2nd. It's awesome. Great minds think alike. We got tomorrow, we got Kathy Jeffers. Be sure to wish her a happy birthday. We got Melody Shipley. She and Mike are coming back. I think
They're back.
they're back. Okay, good. So awesome. Reach out to Melody, wish her a happy birthday and a happy belated anniversary too. They just got back from an anniversary trip. They're an awesome couple. Tony Hyatt, also on Friday, this Friday, September 16th.
Loren, you're on the list.
And I am
Oh, happy
officially
birthday, big guy.
one more trip around the sun a week from today. So yeah, no big plans in case anybody wanted to plan something, but wanted to congratulate Jeff Hallman for capping on, I don't have it on here, but he capped on company dollar, or no, royalty. Sorry, those two categories I get them mixed up. But congratulations to Jeff Hallman for capping on royalty, which means he probably should be capped on company dollar unless those dates are way off. But
They're a little off.
okay, they're a little, they do over time. So congrats to Jeff. And then wanted to shout out for the top 5 we got here. We got Brooke Johnson at 31.7 million, Lisa Boyle at 18.6, Brian Boyle at 12.6. There's Jeff Hallman again at 10.8 and Sydney Groen at 8.2. Woo! That was Sydney. Awesome. So those are our top 5. Russ couldn't be here today. He's got back-to-back meetings this morning, but just wanted to say we miss you, Russ. You'll see this in the recording. It's a really somber moment. We miss you, Russ.
Hey, for broker a minute, can I say something?
Yes, Tom would love that.
The October 3rd is coming really quick. It's bulletin 222. There's some major changes in how compensation is going to be for brokers. And they're changing, I think 4 or 5, how many forms, Marcia? Maybe 4, 5, 6 forms involved.
Quite a few.
It affects on the listing side and on the buyer side. Today's contract class, Marcia and I are going to kind of put our toe in the water on that topic.
Awesome.
And I think the training that we've seen so far, I'll have all of it sent out in our minutes and everything, but it really isn't that impressive what I've been through so far. The seminar, live seminar was pretty good, but the videos so far kind of fall a little short.
Okay.
But it's something I want to make sure I bring everybody's awareness of. It's
Yeah.
really going to change the way we do business.
Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest thing that we collectively as a group can think about is as it relates to commissions and why you want to list with us or why you want us to represent you as you buy, we need to have a solid list of value propositions.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's one thing that that we should be sharing with everybody.
It's a good point. In our class this morning, I'm glad you brought that up because we have everybody online right now. Not everybody's on the list for the contracts class, but you need to think about when you're listing, having a value proposition for not only you as a selling agent for what your commission should be, but you have to be thinking about having a value proposition for having the seller voluntarily put a commission in for the buyer broker, because they can go zero.
Yep.
And that means if that happens, which is a possibility, that when the buyer broker comes along to show a listing, if they haven't talked to their buyer about what their value proposition is and have an agreement in writing with them that they will get paid something for representing them, then it's zero.
Yeah.
And how do you convince them before you go show them the first piece of property or the first house to get them to agree to a percentage? I don't think a lot of people have thought about that yet. That's those are value propositions, and those are the conversations that we want to start, because I think we should collectively be talking about that, so all of us start having what feels
Yeah.
comfortable for us to say to our new clients.
Perfect.
Okay. Anyway, I thought let you know this is coming down the pipe.
That's a
About 3
huge,
weeks away.
huge change that's coming. And it sounds like Northwest MLS just in general is making a bunch of changes. And we'll go over a few of those in a moment here. But the big picture item there, I was on a regional call this morning where someone was really, really complaining about the pre-listing regulations and how that is detrimental to sellers. And whether or not you agree with that doesn't really matter, because we're members of Northwest MLS, and unless we're going to rise in the ranks and climb the ladder to be in leadership there at Northwest MLS, them's are the rules. So it's very similar in the sense that we could be kicking and screaming about these changes on the forms, but the fact of the matter is they've already been ratified. They're coming in October. And the main reason why this and the pre-listing rules and just about anything else Northwest MLS does, they're trying to get ahead of the Department of Justice. Right, the Association of Realtors and the Department of Justice have this ongoing thing where they are suspicious of the Realtor Association in general for creating rules that maybe they thought were pro collaboration and cooperation, but they're now trying to level these arguments that house prices would be lower if sellers didn't have to provide commission for both sides. So these changes in Northwest MLS are coming to get ahead of those, because Northwest MLS wants to still be standing when the Department of Justice hands down a decision, if they hand down a decision.
Now, the hotline video has extensive videos about the topic of the Department of Justice lawsuits, one
Yep.
against NAR, but also against Keller Williams and
Compass and
Sept
EXP.
21 and all the large brokerage firms.
Yep.
And then now all the states are jumping on with their Department of Justice. And
Yep.
now there's probably like 10 or 15 lawsuits out there. But that,
So it's
go down that rabbit
yeah,
hole, there's videos on.
but
that.
as much as we don't like change in general, but these changes from the MLS, they really are designed to get ahead of this, right? They want us to still have a profession at the end of the day when those decisions get handed down, and sometimes they can get handed down pretty quickly. So that's what it is. I think we'll all allow ourselves a moment to kick and scream about it, but at the end of the day, we get back to work and we work with the rules we're given. So that's the piece about the MLS here. For Mortgage Minute, Team Crockett is in Texas at a conference getting some great market updates. It's their lender version of Mega Agent Camp down in Texas. They'll be back next week to share. So I had a conversation with Michael Marr this morning about that, and really excited. Hope they come back with maybe some new products and some hope in these dark times. So looking forward to that. Next up, we got Brokers Open. So I don't know if you saw last week, Northwest MLS failed to get the email out. So I emailed it out to the MLS. We do have Brokers Open every Wednesday morning starting at 9 a.m. And if you are awesome Keller Williams realtors have a home on the Brokers Open or are holding an open house over the weekend, please let us know so we can promote it. We want to get out there and not only help sell your listings, but want to show your sellers that we're backing you guys and helping you out. So
Yeah, because
Yeah.
just on a side note, because I know there's been some agents that have had them and nobody's from our offices showing up to support.
Yep.
And so if there's any way you possibly could at least stop by and just show support for your fellow agents.
Yep.
that'd be great.
It's a lot of fun, and it's just, I mean, it's a couple hours on a Wednesday morning. It's a good way to get out and see other realtors. So if you're newer at this, I highly recommend getting out and meeting other realtors. It's a good way to develop rapport. And in the future, when you're writing deals for them, that rapport can help kind of keep things together, right? It'll help them reach out to you for clarification on a deal rather than just telling their sellers to pass on it. So highly recommend that. This is what tomorrow's Brokers Open looks like. They're not necessarily in order. If you're starting in Wenatchee, you'll actually end up at Brian Boyle's listing there in Kashmir last. But that's a really great one. It's a brand new build up there. And then, if you don't know how to do this, you can get into Northwest MLS and just pick the things and get turn by turn directions. So this can be helpful in putting together your Brokers Open tour. I highly recommend going in groups. It can be a lot of fun.
They used to carpool all the time.
Yeah, and we could do another carpool here. I haven't really organized it with anybody yet, but if you'd like to carpool, definitely reach out and we'll get one started here, and we could all meet at the office at, a little before 9 here. and go hit them up. But that's what tomorrow looks like for Brokers Open. Today was supposed to be the day that Northwest MLS they did their launch of their rebrand. I checked on it bright and early this morning. I did.
Mine's different.
Yeah, I did see that the login screen was different. For right now, they'll actually save your password, which was my biggest gripe about Northwest MLS is I had to manually type my password in every time. But
Signed in more than once a day.
No.
I've signed in. I don't know what my record is. It's got to be in the 20s. Anyways, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Has anybody seen the short video that they put out showing what it will look like?
Mhm,
Have you seen it?
mhm.
I'm debating whether or not we need to watch it.
Yeah,
Should we watch it?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Tom says no, so we're gonna skip it.
Figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Do be on the lookout for those changes though. And if you run into any issues, reach out to me. I'm going to be poking around as soon as the redesign does come out and just make sure. I mean, there's things that are missing. I think there are a few agents in the office here that need to change their broker phone to their
Yes,
actual
please.
cell phone instead of the office phone. And I was going to record a video on how to do that, but I thought as soon as I record it, they're going to release this rebranded
Change how to-
website
I
and
had
it'll
to go to
change it.
Northwest MLS office to get mine changed and everything, because I tried changing it on there and it won't let you do it. It's locked for some reason. And
Oh.
even she had a nightmare trying to get it changed.
There's two different places where you change your info and you were probably looking at the wrong one. So I can, anybody who has trouble with that, I can sit down with you one-on-one. I was going to record an actual like video of it, but
Maybe once this gets changed.
once
you
this
can
gets
do that.
done, I'll be doing that. But tomorrow in lieu of lunch and learn, we've got this awesome annual Jim Dandy. It's the 25th one for North Meridian. I love working with these guys and they put this on every year. It's free burgers and hot dogs and hopefully it'll be less windy than last year and hopefully all the smoke will be gone. Hopefully the only smoke will be coming from those burgers. But that's going on tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I had to step out for Sarah. That
In lieu of lunch and learn tomorrow. I'll be there. Come by after Brokers Open, go catch Brian's listing in Kashmir and then jet on back up here. You can catch the tail end of it. But this is always a fun time. And it's a good opportunity to meet, especially at North Meridian. There's a whole bunch of new people working there, right? They've done an incredible job of growing over the last several months. So there's a lot of new faces to get to know there. If you've missed Mike Leeds because he moved to Utah and he's been working remote, I just confirmed with him yesterday. He got into SeaTac, so he will be there. He'll be there in person. So we'll be able to see Mike Leeds. He's a great guy. He's their relationship manager, and all the new faces at North Meridian. This week is jam-packed with opportunities, and I've also got some opportunities in October to talk about. This one, I am definitely in this crowd. How many realtors thought short-term rentals were dead in Chelan County? New short-term rentals, I guess I should say. I was definitely under that impression. That's kind of the feeling I'd gotten as soon as this legislation or the code was published. It just seemed like it was such a hurdle to jump over. But I've been hearing lately from people who've gotten their short-term rentals approved. And Chelan County recently made their numbers public in terms of what the cap was for each region and where they were at in terms of that cap. And it looks like this year and during the enrollment period in 2023, there's quite a bit of opportunity left in certain areas, right? Unfortunately, Leavenworth, Lake Chelan, or Lake Wenatchee and Plain are shot right now. There's actually 144 extra short-term rentals in Leavenworth that aren't supposed to be there according to their own code. And it'll be very interesting to see how they've phased that out. I would imagine because of all the lawsuits, they might bump the cap up, to 7 or 8 to take care of it, because I just can't see them ruining people's income based on a lottery. But anyway, that's all beside the point. This is an excellent opportunity for anyone who has clients still coming to them after all this time and saying, I am interested in doing short-term rentals in Chelan County. Right, go there. It's an hour of your time. It's a bit of a drive, but you get up to Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan. It's not too much of a drive, right, Tom?
By our office and come back.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to Tom and Marcia.
45
Yeah.
minutes tops.
We'll be
It's
there.
really not that bad.
You can-
Yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
make-
drive safe, but the
36 minutes.
this short-term rentals class is a great opportunity. I highly recommend. It is free, but I believe you need to register. So
Yeah, you
there's a link there. I can send that out with notes because there's going to be a lot of notes with this particular sales rally.
You know, one of the things we're gonna talk about tomorrow in that session, Marcia and I were on the phone about this topic with some brokers in Chelan yesterday. And one of the things that Diane said was that,
Face that way so they
Yeah.
can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
was saying that the county trumps HOA, CCNRs. And discussion was over a listing that our buyer was interested in having nightly rentals, and we're talking to the listing broker about that. Because they said the CCNRs don't provide it. But in contacting the county say their regulations override HOAs. And so in that meeting tomorrow, I'd like to bring that topic up and see what kind of clarification there is. I thought that was-
Yeah, that's
Not
huge.
trouble if you-
Well, and
Oh,
because
there's
there's,
stuff in River City. Yeah, it's-
you know, there's all trouble with a capital T. There's all sorts of instances like that where different governing bodies trump other, you know,
That's-
county trumps HOA. Sometimes the state trumps county in terms of zoning and how much acreage you can have and different things. And so it really, it's really good to be in the know about those opportunities. Yeah. Coming up in October, we've got a couple of great opportunities lined up for you guys. Business planning clinic. I talked earlier today about setting goals and having them. It's always good to ask yourself where you're at, right? What goals did you set? Did you sit down and say, I wanted to close this many sites this year, or I wanted to do this much in GCI? Well, this particular class with Rebecca Del Pozo, and many of you have probably been here for her profit sharing classes
We
and a
love
few
her.
others. We love her. She's a great instructor. This will be over the top of sales rally time there. So I'm not sure if we're doing this in lieu of, but we'll
Yeah.
talk through that. But this is a great opportunity to just dig into your business and get on track and, you know, have some accountability, have some actual clarity on where it is you want to go and how to get there. So highly recommend that. And then the next opportunity in October, Friday, October 7th, short sales and foreclosures. This is something a lot of us have heard about, but very few of us have actually done. This is an opportunity to kind of dig into the nitty gritty of short sales and foreclosures, which we do unfortunately see more of. Post pandemic, there are a lot of safeguards that were in place that were keeping people in their homes, and those are falling off at a federal level, at a state level. And so as people scramble to catch up, I cheer them on and I want them all to catch up and maintain that dream of home ownership. But we all know that there's some instances where that doesn't happen. And being able to bring investors to short sales and foreclosures, understanding how flexible people need to be during that process.
Is that an online class? Or is
This will be via Zoom, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. So this.
Rebecca's is in person, Jan's gonna be online.
So Rebecca's class on Tuesday, October 4th, will be in person here at the Market Center.
And I'm
That's
gonna
you.
get a registration so we can get a head count, so I
Right.
can have lunch.
Right. So we'll have lunch provided. And then this one will be via Zoom. It's a much longer one, but you know, you can do this from the comfort of your home. And it's just a wealth of information. There will be a lot of takeaways from this, resources that you can use to work with buyers that may be interested in short sales and foreclosures. This is coming up, that early bird special, coming up September 30th. So we're about halfway, we're almost halfway through the month here. Tickets are $1,000. It's same as last year's prices, but the early bird cutoff is much earlier than I remember from last year. So
Anaheim is fun.
Anaheim is a ton of fun. I'm planning on going. I love it there. It's yeah. So that's coming up. Be sure to grab your tickets. If you guys have any trouble getting tickets, if you can't get the website to work or whatever, let me know. I'm here again, here to help. But this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to go with y'all. It's going to be the 40th family reunion.
Yeah, it's their 40-year anniversary.
There's, from what I hear, there's going to be some big things announced there. That's in
Yeah.
leadership. That's what
gonna
they
be
keep
fun.
saying. So I can't wait. I also saw this. Keller Mortgage has some new products that they're rolling out. I think that's Keller Mortgage and their zero down programs and everything have been really helpful, but they're all conventional for the most part, and that precludes or excludes some sales. And so as Keller Mortgage continues to expand and refine the products they're offering, they've got a much faster pre-approval process. They've got some lock and shop options now.
What is lock and shop?
Lock and shop is where you can come in and say, okay, you're pre-approved and we've done some underwriting now, and we can guarantee this rate.
Oh, so lock. the-
So we can lock your rate in at 5% and
Or
say,
go look to find
yeah,
out.
and say it goes up to 5.5 the next week. Well, you've got 90 days is what I'm hearing a lot of lock and shops are. They can be shorter or longer. They do a lot of extensions. I talked to Michael Marr about this. He's not with Keller Mortgage, but they're at Prime Lending. They can do lock and shops much longer. We need to get with Keller Mortgage and find out what they can do in terms of timelines for lock and shops. But yeah, that's coming up. And then they also have jumbo loans and manufactured home loans. So that can be big for certain, we've got some mobile home parks around here, and people that are, if they're wanting to put manufactured homes on vacant land that they've purchased, there's some availability here. So I think a lot of us, if you've used Keller Mortgage before, I think a lot of us have used Lisa Billings in the past.
Thomas Thole was really good.
Yeah.
Thomas Thole, I've been
Thomas-
using him for years.
Thomas
Yeah.
Thole,
THOL.
THOL. Okay.
Yeah, he's really excellent.
So we've got some Keller Mortgage loan officers that, if you haven't connected with one yet, I highly recommend reaching out just to see what kind of products they have. As a Keller Williams agent, often you're able to get your clients access to additional products, I believe. That's right. So like there's some additional help with down payments and things that just aren't available to every agent. They're available to you specifically as a KW agent. So I recommend reaching out to them. This book just came out. It's the second edition. This was out of print for a while. So originally Gary Keller and Dave Jenks had written the first edition of this. Gary Keller and Jay Papasan got together and created a second edition that has a bunch of updated information, because I think the first one was written around the recession. So this is a big expanded version. We've got a few copies here in the office, seven copies, $10 a piece. So it's cheaper than you'd find it on Amazon, but it did release on Amazon today. Highly recommend this. We've got other books that are at a discount. So if you want a copy of the MREA, or they've got Flip and Hold that are all about, doing the buy, rehab, rent, repeat. Shift, the one thing. So all of those Keller Inc. books, we've got a whole library here that the books are available for purchase at flat $10. It's usually about 10 to 15 cheaper than you'd find them online. So yeah, those are available for you. And that's about it from me. I did see that Melody had put in the chat that they are holding an open on 611 Northwestern, number 14. Is that broker open or is that open house this week?
Both.
Both.
Anybody,
Awesome.
everybody.
Well, I'll get it on the list. I did not see it on the brokers open when I searched Northwest MLS. So you may want to look at that and see if you can get that in today, just so that the MLS email that goes out, it gets on there. But
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be sure and promote that. Awesome. So we got a couple of KW agents on the brokers open. And if nobody else has anything to add, I'd say that's it for today. Thanks everybody for joining. You have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.